My name's Christopher Hampton. I'm standing here in the courtyard of the Freud house, where the Freud Museum now is, in Berggasse in Vienna.
She was an abused child. She had an affair with a married man who was tragically never acknowledged as a groundbreaking psychoanalyst herself. Sabina.
Tiana Alexandra-Silliphant persuaded me that it might make a good stage play.
How can you be so cold?
Julia Roberts wanted to play Sabina Spielrein, so the first version of the story that I worked on was called Sabina.
And I was very intrigued by the play, and then very intrigued by Christopher, just because he had written this play and he was not very old. We, in that way, mixed our blood very early on. Very early on.
My name's Christopher Hampton. I'm standing here in the courtyard of the Freud house, where the Freud Museum now is, in Berggasse in Vienna. Just over 100 years ago, Carl Jung came here for the first time to meet Freud. They had corresponded for several years, starting with a letter that Jung had sent to Freud about the successful treatment of a young Russian patient called Sabina Spielrein. Sabina Spielrein was one of the forgotten people of psychoanalysis. She was a remarkable talent.
When did the breach happen between Freud and Jung?
Jung began an affair with Sabina Spielrein, this young patient with whom he had successfully cured of hysteria. Was anxious for Freud not to know this. It became clear that Jung was lying about his relationship with Sabina Spielrein. So the beginnings of the trust between them began to fracture.
What is the age of the character?
Sabina Spielrein was 19 when she came to Jung as a patient.
Julia Roberts found the property and wanted to play this character?
Yes, Julia Roberts wanted to play Sabina Spielrein, so that the first version of the story that I worked on was called Sabina. The film sat there in the manner of films that are not going to be made, and Tiana Alexandra-Silliphant persuaded me that it might make a good stage play.
How did I do that?
By saying that the material was too good to waste, and I'd actually spent about 2 years researching it, and that the story was really extremely interesting and probably would work in the theatre. And eventually, when I thought about it, it occurred to me that you were right.
It took a while to convince you, Christopher, because you didn't think Julia Roberts would give you the rights. I think it was most gracious of her to do so, and she didn't ask for a piece of it, did she?
No.
So were you on the set?
Yes, I was on the set, and watching how David Cronenberg operated was very, very instructive and interesting.
Can I flip you?
You can flip me anytime.
Flip me.
Yeah.
Can you turn off the... How did you find the talking cure?
Do you remember how I found that? I can't remember how I found that. It might have been because Rafe was in it.
Did you see the play? You only read it. You hadn't seen it.
I never saw it, no. And I actually desperately looked for stills and stuff on the net to just sort of get a feel for it. But it was a subject that was just so, this felt so right and so interesting and so intriguing. It's about Jung. I knew a fair amount about Freud, but not Jung. And then it got more and more fascinating. And I was very intrigued by the play, and then very intrigued by Christopher.
All right. Wherever you're showing it next, we're going to meet next.
Okay, fantastic.
I want you to punish me, punish me, punish me.
Well, thank you very, very much, Christopher.
Thank you.
And good luck with The Talking Cure.
Thank you very much.
Which I am now one of your producers.
Congratulations.
It is now called A Dangerous Method. And we say goodbye to Christopher Hampton, who must fly back to London.